stock V3 for 3D printing?
Oh, absolutely. I don't have one. I had the V2, and my biggest complaint with the V2 was the it didn't have auto leveling, so it was a bitch to level. If you've ever leveled a Delta, they're a pain. The V3, the leveling system they did, where it's basically like a tap based system, it uses the shock of hitting the plate. It's like one of the most accurate auto leveling systems there is. So they're fantastic. So yes.
Real quick, the Fantex Inthu Elite. No, that is not the case that I'm using. Let's see. The Inthu Elite's actually already being shipped to people for review. Like I said, the case I'm using is 2 months away from that point. So I'm literally gonna have like, I'm literally gonna have like the only one sent to anyone outside of the company. Let's see. Mitchell Gherkin says, love you. Actually, I should say Terry's going to have it. Mitchell Gherkin says, love you guys. Thanks for what you do. We'll be updating to the high-end 8-core Ryzen and change out my water cooling from rubber tubes to hardline because Jay's fantastic videos on the subject. Also, Barnacules rules, liked for loud majority. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, rubber tubing's for poor people, dude. I'm glad to hear you're getting away from it.
Soft tubing has its place. Like, that's why I haven't put rigid tubing on the test bench because that would be such a pain in the ass. Because if I want to move a motherboard or something quickly, having to drain the whole loop every time I want to move something is a pain in the ass.
I guess my complaint with it was the coolant that I was using. The was it Fesser one?
And
it was like
compounds.
eating the pipes. Yeah, it was eating the pipes away, and they were literally like half the thickness when I took them apart. I was like,
hey, do you guys notice how when I talk now it doesn't mute Jerry anymore? I found out it was OBS doing it.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was OBS doing it. So like it would give Mike priority over system sounds, and you're a system sound.
Oh, I kind of feel like Jay blamed me for me being the problem on that for a long.
You're just so easy to blame, though.
You are too. I want to say the last 4 things have been blamed on me, and after like 10 minutes, you going, "Hurry up, Jerry! I'm gonna start the stream." You're like, "Oh, I forgot to push the fan to power button. Oh, I forgot to do this. I forgot to plug in the mic." I'm like, son of a bitch.
That just means you don't know about the times I just didn't tell you. I fixed it on my end. And I'm like, oh, we're good, Jerry. Leave it. We're good. We're good.
No, the problem is Jay has one of those authoritative voices where you just, even though he's completely fucking wrong, you tend to believe him. like you just got one of those voices that it's like you're like Captain fucking Picard sitting on the bridge. You're like, which way are we gonna go, number one? We're gonna go that way. And it's like he has no clue.
Make it so.
Like, yeah, make it so.
Make it so, Jerry.
It's funny. I literally just believe you, and it's funny. I walk into the same trap. You know what? I am gullible to Jay. That's what I am. I am gullible to Jay.
You're just so trusting. Nick is too. Nick is loyal to a fault, and it bites him in the ass sometimes. Because like how I was fucking with you earlier, making you think your mic wasn't working.
Yeah.
That's why I suddenly jumped out. I was like, okay, no, I hear you. Don't say anything you'll regret. Because I saw your face, just like this was on the heels of the whole monetization thing. You were kind of smiley about it. Then your face was no longer smiley. You looked down. Your forehead.
I was shitting my pants. I'm trying to figure stuff out. Oh.
Your forehead, even like everything on your face, just went like, I'm about to lose my shit. And I thought, and then for a minute, common sense kicked in and said, Jerry thinks nobody can hear him right now. He will take this opportunity to say something extremely laced with vulgarity that he might regret. So tell him quickly not to say anything.
That's probably a safe bet because I was pretty close to just going postal. I was gonna just rip the headset off and just start saying shit, walking away.
Oh man, I didn't want like the nail in the coffin on your channel to happen on my stream.
Well, the difference is with Nick is that I think that he's gullible to everybody. I think Nick's just one of those nice people where he just believes anybody. I only believe people with authoritative voices, apparently.
I guess I don't know what an authoritative voice is.
That's yours. You have an authoritative voice.
Well,
when I hear your voice, I just think, Daddy, please.
I guess that makes sense. Like the baby, I say the baby, she's 2, but she'll be downstairs just like having a temper tantrum. You know, mom, she's like, I want chips, and mommy's like, no chips. And she's like, I want chips, and she'll just like start throwing herself on the ground. I'll come downstairs and be like, hey, knock it off, and she's like, yes, Daddy, and she just stops.
Yeah. Actually, Xander's the same way. Like I wish I could be as direct as I am with Xander with a lot of other people. And I'm not. Like, if you get me pissed off, I will be. But just in general, like, I go down there and it's like, I just look at Xander and you just look at him and I'm just like, you listen to your mama. And he's like, I'm sorry. It's like, you know, he actually gets it and then he doesn't do it again. But, you know, Miss Barnacles will tell him 1,000 times to do something. And he'll keep being, I forgot. It's like, I know you didn't forget, kid.
There's people asking me if my wife is moving with me. Guys, I'm not moving out of the house. I'm getting
No, she's not. They got a separation. Because Jay,
you know what's funny? Like in some videos, I'm not wearing my wedding ring because 1, it's a little bit loose, and 2, when I do weightlifting, I take it off, and sometimes I just forget to put it back on because I don't want to damage the ring when I'm doing presses and stuff with dumbbells and barbells. Every
Yeah.
time I do something with, like, and my ring is invisible, the amount of rumors that just start spreading so quickly, it's sad actually. Like the rumor mill. Oh my God. Oh my, you're divorced now.
I'm divorced. I just
See how
took that off
fast
now.
that happened?
Hey, somebody go meme this and say, look, Jerry's divorced.
Actually, it looks more like you're proposing to me.
No,
No.
So just the opposite of Jay. I've never taken this ring off like ever unless there was something physically wrong with my finger, and it is so scuffed up. Actually, look, you probably can't see because it's all blurry. See how blurry that is? But it's got paint in it. I filled the ring with paint around the diamond.
That's the blurriest ring I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Just put some acetone on there.
No, I do this all the time. This ring, I do oil changes on my car, everything. I never take this ring off for anything, and it's
You
all
don't
scratched
change
to
the
crap.
oil in your car.
You don't think I change the oil in my car?
You don't
It's a
change
Subaru,
the
dude. I
oil
add a
in
quart
your
to it every
car.
3 days, and you change the oil every 2 months.
You add a quart to it every 2 days.
It's still changing the oil. It doesn't matter if I'm the one making a piss out of the bottom of the motor.
That's funny.
Yeah, Subaru. Every Subaru owner changes their own oil, basically.
Oh boy.
Oh, where'd it go? Actually, I just opened up the stream. It looks really good.
All the timestamps on. Oh my gosh, I'm like looking through the comments, making sure I didn't miss any, and like all the timestamps on the fan button and stuff is out of order. See, this is why we miss these all the time, and I apologize for that. It's like 523, 529, 509, 522, 512, 525, 513. Why
Yeah,
can't
I'm
they
glad
just put
that
them-
system's going away.
Why can't they just put it in the order they come in? What's so hard about that?
Hey, let me. No, it's stupid. Let me go through a couple of mine though, because last week, remember what happened? I didn't go through until the end, and like everybody was like asking for refunds because they didn't think I read them.
Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh, that was weird. Michael B says, Jerry, here's some money to help with your channel woes. $50. Thank you so much. Let's see. Moving on up, we got. Wow, that's a weird number. I'm gonna read that just because it's a weird number. $12.60. Hey Jerry, it's my first time catching you and Jay live. Here's 10 pounds. Ooh. For all your problems you're having
Let
today.
me do
Love
the
your content.
conversion. Let me do the conversion.
Do the conversion.
10 British pounds or 10 quid, right?
Yep. Quid. I like quid.
To USD.
Yep.
USD. That's $12.59. Wow, I just looked over the last like 4 years of the British pound versus US dollar strength.
Yeah.
Oh my God, has that fallen?
Oh no, Brexit tanked it, dude. It used to be like what, like 2.2 to 1 or something like that?
No, it didn't really go down that much with Brexit. I mean, a little bit, but it's the euro that people were worried about.
So right now it's about what, $1.25, $1.50 per dollar.
No,
What's
that was
the
case.
conversion?
It's less than that because
Wow.
it's only 12.59. It's $12.59 for 10 British pounds. So it's a pretty bad conversion.
Whoa, I just got something I've never received on PayPal before. Have you ever gotten an e-check before?
Uh-huh.
I just received an
I accidentally,
e-check.
so some of the lighting that I use, not the LEDs behind me, but some of like the studio lighting I use, I bought from Austin Evans when he upgraded created his stuff, and I accidentally sent him an e-check through PayPal, and it took like 2 weeks to clear. I was like, what the hell? I've never sent an e-check. Why did it send an e-check?
Yeah, it says right here, e-checks are for our bank payment that usually takes 3 to 5 business days to process. Wow, must be somebody who doesn't have a PayPal account or something. That's weird. It's messages from Michael G. Says, longtime listener, first time caller. I thought I'd finally donate now that the barn is now officially poor people. I actually am officially poor people right now. Keep your chin up, even if the world seems to be taking a dump on you. You have a lot of people who have your back. Both of your combined weight losses have helped push me in the right direction. That's one thing I'm happy about. Even when I fail a weight loss and have to start over, a lot of people benefit from it. 12 pounds lost so far this year. Jay, you've inspired me to start taking steps towards my own company and not regretting it at all. That's fantastic.
Okay, look, so, God, I hate talking about this. I don't like the stream.
Until he goes
always-
bankrupt, then he's going to come after you.
I don't like the stream always just being like talking about what we're doing or talking about this and you know.
People find it interesting,
I
obviously.
know. They do find it interesting. I just feel like we're always talking about it, but I guess it's our lives, so we are kind of always talking about it. But so remember, I didn't want to start a YouTube channel, and I did it on a dare to Josh Holiday Doc. I don't know. I doubt he's watching. He's out working in them cracking fields up in Canada. Anyway, so I did it just on a dare for that, and then it worked. And then I had a friend that was telling me you should be your own boss and you should do this like full time. And I was like, no, that would never work. Then obviously I went full time, and then I was like, well, I should move, but I don't want to move because that's scary because it's a more expensive place. We did. Everything turned out fine. Everything continued to grow. And now here I am going, I'm getting a studio and I'm hiring an employee, and
Yep.
the business is legit, and it's like, oh my god, that's scary. And in a year from now, I'm gonna be like, I should have done it sooner. So it's always been at least that trend.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
and even through market downturns, like where other YouTubers were struggling, you just kept on arcing up. I mean, you're doing it right. You're
I feel
obviously
like a
doing it
lot of
right.
the YouTubers that struggle because they do that. They have their cookie cutter template that they use for everything, and
Yeah.
then people get bored and old with it, and they get tired of that. And if you don't change as the landscape changes in front of you, then you're just kind of left behind. I think that's one of the truest things that there is about being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like
No, I agree with that.
so I see some of these smaller channels tell me like, "Hey Jay, I've been doing this for." One guy was like, "I've been doing this for 5 years and I never grow," and I was like, I kind of looked at his channel, and every single video was identical, the same thing, the same way of doing thumbnails, the same way of talking, the same way of just the way it was all pieced together, and it was obvious he kind of had his like ABCD formula of doing things.
Yeah.
But my advice to him would be, this isn't working. So try something different. And it's like, well, this is the way I've always done it. Well, then expect it not to go anywhere, because it's clearly not, and it's not going to just suddenly start growing. Something has to change. Something has to kick this up in the air and catch some wind.
Yeah.
So that's my advice to people that are like, I've been doing this forever and it never worked. Well, then you got to change it. Don't do it forever that way.
Yeah. Well, the best videos that I ever produced, bar none, are the ones where the camera comes second and the project comes first. Whereas I'm just doing something that's fun and I decide to record it. Those are always the ones that do better than the ones that I sit down personally. And this isn't for everybody, right? But the ones that I sit down and I actually plan, and I'm like, I want to shoot a review of this particular thing or whatever. Those never do as well as the one where it's just like I'm digging through a drawer and I'm like, oh, I remember this thing, and then I go do a video on it.
I sit down regularly and watch my old videos. It's cringy.
I need
oh
to
my
start
God.
doing that. I need to start
It's
doing that.
so cringy.
But that's what built the core audience. But like you said, things change. As you got bigger and you had a bigger audience, you became more professional. You opened yourself up to new opportunities you didn't have as a smaller person. So where you might have used to build your audience from doing things that didn't cost anything or were no budget, now you can actually like put some budget into it to create more grandiose things and even captivate a larger audience.
Very
So
true.
you keep building on that thing, right? And with me, I think the formula with YouTube was you have to have something unique, or you have to be somebody unique. Those are the two things that will, I'm not gonna say guarantee you success on YouTube, but if you do everything else right, those are the two things that will be the succeeding factor. Now with Jay, if you go back and watch his old stuff, and I'm not saying he isn't in his new stuff, but his old stuff, he's really goofy and he's really funny. I would say that you were a much more jovial person a long time ago than you are now. I think that you're a little bit more, you're a little bit more serious. You've gotten things figured out. I don't know what the word would be, like more calculated.
I think
guess
that's
would be what
fair.
you-
I noticed that today I was watching, it was, the old video I made regarding airflow, like in cases. Where I
Yeah.
used the old Cooler Master case. This was like 2014. And I was watching it and I was going, I found myself kind of laughing out loud as I was watching the video, because I don't remember making the video. Right? I have no recollection of making the video. I remember the video's up there, but I have no recollection of this is what I was thinking when I made it. This
Yeah.
plan. None of that. It was just like I just did it. And so I'm laughing out loud because the jokes were like new to me. And I'm going, wow, I seemed like I was having so much more fun then. The difference is I'm not. No, I'm not having less fun now, but there's more on the line now. So I took it to a more professional level, because that
Yeah.
overall helped a lot of the credibility, which then gave me more opportunity. So
Yeah,
one of
I
the
can
reasons-
attest to that.
One of the reasons why the first person I hired was Coconut Monkey was because any video he's in with me, and granted, he's not going to be in every video. In fact, I might even let
You
him
guys
do a
have
video.
good chemistry. You guys have really good chemistry.
I might even let him do a video or two on his own and see how those do. I'm not looking for a Luke. I'm not looking for another on-screen personality. I'm looking for someone that can help me run the behind-the-scenes stuff. But
Yeah.
but the behind-the-scenes guys are always a part of the video too, right? You got Unbox Therapy, who's always referencing Jack, and there's some goofing off going there. You've got Austin and Ken, the cameraman. They always have some goofing off going there. Jonathan
Yeah.
and Jason with TLD.
Well, like Greg. You remember Greg in the background of my videos? Who you rarely
Yeah.
saw him. He'd just be in the background saying, "Hey, you're fat," just randomly.
right.
And it would just and it was funny. Like I even laughed watching that stuff today. It's
So-
good to have play off.
But yeah, so there's when I have a lot more fun when there's another person in the room with me to bounce off of. It is extremely hard to be any sort of quote unquote comedian by yourself. You need energy to feed off of. That's why stand-up comics can make you laugh. in person when sometimes on recording you might not laugh as much because it's just not as
Yeah.
funny. There's something about the energy of the environment. So that's one of the reasons why I'm getting a studio. That's one of the reasons why I'm moving out, so I can control the energy a little better. I don't have the stress at home bleeding into work nearly as much. I'm a lot like you. When I walk through the door, I'm in the mood of wherever I'm at. And if I'm not feeling it, then I'll find something else to do that day or on another location if I don't feel like being in the studio. But the thing is, I watched some of the old videos, and on the surface, you're right. It looks like I'm being much more goofy and jovial. It's hard today to be that goofy when I'm also as calculated as I'm being. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, the difference is though is you're more you can, and we've talked about this before. You can be you can be professional and engaged in something even if you're not interested in it. Like if you're even if you wake up sick one day, you can still go and hammer out what you need to hammer out. And I'm one of those people where I have a personality that only allows me to really do good work when I'm genuinely engaged and interested in chasing that squirrel.
yeah.
And the stress of being self-employed has created so many little edge cases that are always going through my head. It makes it really hard for me to really just let go and just do whatever I want, which is what I did before, right? Like back when I had my day job. And I need to get back to that. I need to get back to that mentality that's like, I'm holding on like way too tough. Like I was watching some of my old videos, not today, but yesterday. I was watching one where it's like I started out the video like with two action figures talking to themselves on the desk, and the other one like kicks it off the desk, and I'm doing all kinds of voices and everything. It was literally a review for an unrelated product, and that's I just decided to start that video that way because I'm sitting there just farting around having fun.
You know the first video of yours that I saw though that made me actually respond to you on Twitter when you were nagging the crap out of me? I just found myself cracking up because I mean, you're a big guy, so there's a stigma that goes along with that, and it was the video of you doing that fake phone call to hostess Twinkies.
Yeah, the Twinkers.
Yeah. So I was like, that was the weirdest, most random intro ever, and it made me watch the video. You know, you turn around the phone, you're like, oh, hey, or you turn around the chair, you're like, oh, I didn't see you there.
Hey
So,
guys,
like,
can you do me a favor? Go back and if you guys find any of my really old stuff, like I'm talking like greater than like 2 years, and you find a video or something like that, link it to me on Twitter where I'm doing some just ridiculous shit. I could actually do that. That would cheer me. Yeah.
but let me put it into retrospect though. So today's video, it's about a motherboard. I have not done a motherboard review in a long time because they're a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get a system built around it, even on a test bench, to get it all up and running, the OS going, even with the ISOs, getting everything working. And then it's like, what do you talk about with a motherboard? Shit plugs into it. It looks like this. It's got RGB puke everywhere. And it's got some utilities. It's really kind of a boring subject, but it's true that the motherboards are extremely important in your system because they control everything. So this is one of my most liked videos in terms of motherboard reviews. It's got a 0.008% dislike ratio. That's crazy on a motherboard video.
Yeah.
But I think people also recognize the amount of work I put into this video because I put more effort into this video than I have anything in a long time. It took me several days to make this motherboard review because to make it fun to me was there's two things I love doing: either making people laugh or making people like ASMR in video format, right? You know what ASMR is, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's audio sensory blah blah reception. I can't remember what the N is. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Or no, it's, yes.
It does basically.
Yeah,
It's designed. It's designed to make like feelings, is what it is.
Yep.
So the B-roll does that. When I watch videos and I see super sexy B-roll, I'm like, wow, that's I like that. I like looking at that. It's like when a car guy hears a race car and you hear the pops and gurgles in the exhaust. It makes something happen inside of you, right?
Yeah.
B-roll does that for me, and it does that for a lot of people. So I took a boring subject like a motherboard, and I like Pornhub the shit out of it. And people loved it. It took a lot of work. Like I said, it took me 2 days to film this video. The setting up of the lights, the smoke effect on that 1 3-second, 4-second clip. The smoke on that was actually dry ice. That I physically told my wife.
Wow.
I physically told my wife, make an Amazon Fresh order. Make sure there's something frozen in it. I need it delivered on this day, so that I could have it prepared for my video, so that I could actually take the dry ice, put it in a bowl of hot water, and then try and control where the gas goes. Now, it's harder to do than like a fog machine, because a fog machine, fog is heavy, right?
Yep.
But gas is light. It wants to go up. So I had the fan blowing down on it. It was a lot of work. It was a shit ton of work. I'm just glad people are appreciating it, at least with that like button. It makes it.
But tell me this: did you enjoy when you were doing it? Did you feel much more creative